did you guys come up with the name, the title, Oh Yeah Dude?
It's really hard to remember, but I know that having started the show in the late 80s, yeah. It was a Reagan-era title.
Yeah.
Do you remember trickle-down economics?
I think we had come up with the idea of doing a podcast, and I remember sitting with you at some point, and I say, I don't know, we'll call the show, like, let's just call the show, like, Yeah Dude. And it literally, I mean, it came out of my mouth basically that fast.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
it stuck from there. But I mean, it was based off of some concept of what we had talked about up to that point in the couple of kind of dry runs that we had done of the show. We're just trying to feel like if we could do it, there was something about it. I mean, obviously, those three words certainly do get said an awful lot by both of us.
Yeah.
Like fuck dude. It's a
Like
crazy new
dude.
podcast we're working on.
Like fuck dude.
So you didn't want to call it like the Jonathan and Seth show, or
God, no.
I hate
Heavens,
shows
no.
that call it the blank show.
Everything is the something show.
Yeah.
And other than Tim and Eric's awesome show, that's the only word that can have show in the title probably is Tim and Eric. But I think it was also podcast-wise, because there is so little that differentiates it from everything else. Every show was literally, you know, the Tim and Hammer show,
Yeah.
the Hammer and Shonky show. Like, I mean, it's every single one. Yeah, it's two guys.
And they were all the same inside too, you know.
Yeah, and so
Listen, we'll get into the testosterone. I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll bring in, we need bikini girls, and we need to name them. They would be the, would they be the dudettes?
I keep thinking that one day we'll just look back and see the show, and it'll be the man show, basically, and we'll look back and be like, man, but we staved that off for so long, we fought it for so long, that we eventually just came. Yeah, exactly, like just girls bouncing around and like me, like, you know, like with like sound bites and buttons and stuff. And we'll look back and be like, what happened? Like, we tried to stay away from all that stuff, and yet just systematically it got all of us. Like, it starts with a bad intro, like a bad extreme intro, and then into sound bites, and then
So
that's it.
if like someone big, like if someone offered you a contract for radio, would you do that just to appease the
Regular
contract?
radio?
Yeah.
They'd have to pay us. I think they'd have to pay us a fuckload of money, and we would have to probably be able to retain some ability to do the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Where they just didn't get to touch that. I don't know how we would work on regular radio. I don't see how it would happen.